who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Bigger. Hit it. Stepping up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Set my goals like a goal. Hit the switch. Work. Check it off the checklist. In a position to win. In a position to go. In a position to win. Do it with one hand behind your back.
One now.
Do it blindfolded.
Next.
Do it your endorsement deal. Say you shouldn't.
Section 43C, no rope swing over canyon dunks.
Like what's happening? Do what they say you can't.
Can you?
Because there are those who don't and those who do. Yes, sir. Let's do.
Welcome to the beautiful Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University. That beautiful backdrop. Calm for now. There's supposed to be some crazy weather coming in over the weekend, a windstorm right now, but it is time for soccer. WAC Sports Soccer right here on the WAC Digital Network between the host Utah Valley Wolverines and the Grand Canyon Lopes coming in from Phoenix. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Crow with you here on this Saturday evening in Orem, Utah. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Saturday evening here on the WAC Digital Network. It is senior night. Head coach Chris LeMay in his third year setting his team up with a fantastic chance heading into the final home game tonight, the final game next week up at Seattle to gain some momentum heading into the conference tournament. 2 weeks up in Seattle. Grand Canyon Lopes come into this contest with a 3-2-0 record in conference play, 8-7-1 overall. And the Grand Canyon and Utah Valley, game on at Clyde Field. Utah Valley will be going from right to left as you see it and as we see it here on your screen. Utah Valley in their home grays with the green trim, and the Lopes from GCU going from left to right as you see it and as we see it in their road purples with the white trim. Starters out there on the pitch for you for Grand Canyon: Lauren Garthwaite, Emma Anderson, Danny Babb, JC Ironshad, Cameron Larson, Sandra Hill, Sophia Roberts, Anna Whitaker, Hannah Edwards, Perry Belzer, and Haley Bostard. Allie Haar coming out early to make a save, and we have an injured Lope on the field. Head referee Marcelo Chaparro signifies the stoppage of time. 49 seconds into the match. It was a tough collision. And this is not what you want to see for any match at all, let alone given in the first 49 seconds. Chaparro signaling for Grand Canyon's coaching staff and trainers to come out. And the Grand Canyon Lopes looking around for some help. And here comes the trainer. Tough to see exactly what number it is at the moment. As soon as we find out and get confirmation, we will let you know. It looks like that is junior forward Cameron Larson. Cameron Larson holding her nose. Looked like she got clipped in that area. She's got gloves on. And we will keep you updated on Cameron Larson's injury throughout the match. Soccer is a very difficult sport to find your rhythm and find your groove in. And when you have a stoppage of play like this very early on, just throws it for another loop. But Larson is laughing and joking on the sideline, so that's a good sign. Looked like she just got a bloody nose after running into graduate senior, Ali Harab. Jocelyn Bybee on the near side looking for Amber Tripp. This one taken away by the Lopes. Lopes have control of it in midfield. We mentioned earlier on that there is a storm brewing. Some clouds behind us in the west and toward the north, and the wind's gusting right now. The game time temperature is about 55 degrees, and the winds blowing in drop that temperature to probably about 49 degrees, and it will only continue to drop as we're supposed to get rain here in the Orem area overnight. Maddie Moore corrals it down, trying to find Brita Wall, instead intercepted by the Lopes. Anderson trying to thread the needle in the box. This time gets kicked away by Jenna Shepard. Anderson again the intended target. Pushes it back toward that center in Bostard. GCU comes into this one after facing CSU Bakersfield and Chicago State. A victory over Chicago State. Again, 3-2-0 for Utah Valley in the conference. And 2-3-0 record in conference for GCU. There's an early shot over the head of Alihara and behind the net. It's going to be a very difficult task for both keepers tonight with the wind, like we mentioned, gusting. In a different camera shot, you can see when the cameras face north, the wind and the flags are blowing directly south. That little Adidas flag right there in the background blowing directly south. So any chip shots like that can be very dangerous for a keeper. Alihara didn't quite clear that one out as much as she would like. Here's another opportunity. Diving save by Hara early on. GCU dialing up Alihara's number. That shot by Remy Deutsch. A lot of emotions for the seniors tonight and for the young squad as we take another look at Alihara's clearance. Right to Deutsch. And Deutsch with the left foot trying to test Alihara. Jocelyn Bybee has herself in the box, kicked away by GCU. Jocelyn Bybee scored for Utah Valley, one of their 3 goals on Thursday against UTRGV, scoring her goal just about this very minute into the match. setting the tone for the Wolverines. Johnson Bybee, one of the fantastic core of freshmen and underclassmen the head coach Chris LeMay has brought in over the last 3 years. Coupling that in with some stellar seniors, and particularly one in Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce, been a core member of this program for the last 4 years. And on senior night, her dear mother Heather, who's back home in Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia, we want to send a shout out to her watching. She wishes she could be here to support Hannah in person. Unable to do so, but sends her love. And we send our love right back. Hannah, along with Bree Hatch and Allie Harr, the 3 seniors mentioned tonight and honored before the game. Amber Tripp finds herself with the ball. Up to Johnson Bybee. Johnson Bybee inside the box. Johnson Bybee being guarded by 2. Lopes. Last touch by the Lopes, be a corner kick for the Wolverines. And good news is, looks like Cameron Larson, who was previously injured, is set and ready to come back in. Next opportune moment for the Lopes. The pride of Mesquite High School in Gilbert, Arizona. 7th minute, Bree Wall has her hand up. Sends this one in toward the box. Bouncing around, Jenna Shepard falling on the floor for the Wolverines. Kick back into play. Bounces off a GCU defender. Megan Sullivan sent that last one inside the box. And they're going to call a handball against Heather Stainbrook. And it'll be Lopes free kick. And the Lopes are going to take it very quickly. Try and catch Utah Valley off guard. Belzer trying to play that through ball up to Babb. Connect. Alihara, whose kick goes upfield, courtesy of Megan Sullivan. Would also like to wish her extended family and friends who are not able to be here with her tonight back home in California, wherever they are, as well as Tyler C. from The Bachelor fame. Want to extend an invitation and a thank you for all of your support, courtesy of Allie. Spoke with her before the game. And Brianna Hatch as well. Brianna Hatch was joined tonight by her family. She was here with her father, Barry Hatch, her mom, Anne Marie Hatch, her sister, Ashley Hatch, now Ashley Van Buren, and her husband, Jeff. And Brianna wishes to say thank you to all of her family and friends for supporting her for this journey, especially for UVU and head coach Chris LeMay for allowing her to live out her last 2 years playing the game that she loves so much. Saying that UVU soccer is more than just a team, but has truly become family for her. Grand Canyon trying to play spoiler. And right back in the game is Larson. And she has a touch. Sends this one in. Doesn't curl quite enough. It hits the side netting. And it'll be a goal kick for Hara. Hara's kick up the pitch. Headed down by Grand Canyon. So far, Grand Canyon has done a very good job at disrupting this Utah Valley offensive scheme. Utah Valley loves to find themselves with possession and get some early shots within the first 10-15 minutes. But Grand Canyon has watched a lot of game film. It'll be interesting to how head coach Derek Leader tries to counter UVU's head coach Chris LeMay the remainder of this match. Foul on the far side against Grand Canyon. Utah Valley free kick. And Bree Wall will do the honors. Bree Wall who had a fantastic night on Thursday. 2 goals. Had one in the 40th and then one in the 52nd. Second coming off of a penalty kick. Breedewall, hand up in the air. Sends this one into the top of the box. Headed back by GCU. Amber Tripp trying to come on and keep it in play. Tripp kicks it back to Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce curls this one in toward that backside of the box. Breedewall shakes and bakes. Tries to get around defender. And sends this one in toward the box on the ground. Kicked out of play by Grand Canyon. Another toss coming in for Utah Valley. And Breedewall will defer to Megan Sullivan. Sullivan sends this one in, looking for Jocelyn Bybee. This one kicked away by the back line of GCU, headed back up in the air toward the box by Jenna Shepard of Utah Valley. Now played all the way back to midfield. Katie Haskins lays it off for Sullivan. Sullivan on her horse. Can't keep it in play. Throw in for the Lopes. Bruce with the outside foot. Kicks it upfield. And a heading battle between Grand Canyon and Utah Valley now. Sandra Hill. Great piece of defending. Jocelyn Bybee couldn't get around her. Hannah Bruce will throw it in for the Wolverines. Again, thank you for letting us be a part of your Saturday evening here on the WAC Digital Network. Clear skies at the moment. Storms are pending in the surrounding area. Windstorm for the past 45 minutes has ripped our tent behind us a little bit. But our brave camera crew, as always, doing their best against the elements, providing you fantastic coverage and camera angles. Utah Valley throwing. Last touch by GCU. Hannah Bruce gets it into Jocelyn Bybee. Jocelyn Bybee, 2 men on her. Looking for any help she can. Lays it back to Maddie Moore. Maddie Moore on the ground up to Heather Stainbrook now. Stainbrook looks for Bybee. Instead, touched out of play by Hill again for GCU. Bruce back to Shepard. Shepard with the blistering ball upfield. Looking for Julie Carter. Julie Carter wins it. Julie Carter cuts back to her right. One touch too many. Gives it back to the Lopes. Near side now are the purple and white. Last touch by Belzer. Intercepted now by Stainbrook for Utah Valley. Haskins. Sullivan. Sullivan will lay this one back to Hara. Again, you can see the flags in your screen starting to spin all over the place and go straight to your right, which is due south. Amber Tripp for the Wolverines. Past the midfield line. Tripp to Stainbrook. Stainbrook brings it back to her left now with Bruce. Bruce. Now to her left and Bybee. Jocelyn Bybee sends this one into the box. Curling on that outside. Last touch by Breedewall in the head. Nobody behind her. GCU up the pitch. Now Sullivan again for Utah Valley. And Sullivan switches it up to the near side. Taken away by Belzer. Jocelyn Bybee coming in to take it away now for Grand Canyon. Stainbrook again steps in front of it. And they're going to call a foul on Stainbrook. Saying Stainbrook stepped on top of Babb. '15th minute, quarter of an hour has passed here at Clyde Field. Still 0-0. Grand Canyon knocking on the door. Headed up, back toward Alihara, who keeps it in play with her two hands. So far, Hara has her fair share of the balls that she's had to bat away and keep away from danger. And that goal, that kick you just saw by Hayden Wallace is about the first time that we've seen Wallace get any action. Katie Haskins trying to change the momentum for the Wolverines. Looking for Brita Wall. Gets it right back from GCU's back line. Haskins to the near side and Bruce. Bruce carves herself some space. Bruce looking for Tripp. Tripp top of the box, back to the box. Lays this one off. Good touch passing here by the Wolverines. Brita Wall trying to come up and kick it. Instead, dispossessed now by the Lopes. Some good space. Turning up field is Roberts. Roberts has some numbers. Lays it off to Babb. Babb going 1v1 with Shepard. Shepard steps in. Great interception. Solid takeaway by Jenna Shepard, who gets fouled in the process. Jenna Shepard taking her time with the free kick. Jenna Shepard goes all the way across the pitch to Megan Sullivan. Sullivan to Tripp. And Tripp trips up a defender for Utah Valley. Grand Canyon free kick. Heather Stainbrook kicks it away for the Wolverines. 17th minute, about to be the 18th. Both teams still feeling each other out. Nice touch by Julie Carter. Amber Tripp couldn't get it up there to Jocelyn Bybee, taken away by GCU. And now Katie Haskins lucks into it. Haskins to Sullivan. Back to Haskins again. Bruce goes up to Carter. Carter lays it back to Stainbrook. Stainbrook trying to find Bybee yet again. Kept in play. Belzer. That header missed by Babb. Shepard plays it back to Hara. And Hara kicks it. Looking for Hannah Bruce. Right over on top of the tent that covers our broadcast booth here. And you can see the soccer ball that was batted back into play, stuck on the tent. Very intense 18 minutes so far. Very playoff-esque. Grand Canyon and Utah Valley. Final home game for the Wolverines of the season. They will travel after this to Seattle next week and then stay up in Seattle as the Redhawks will be hosting the WAC Women's Soccer Tournament. Last chance for these seniors and for these Wolverines to play here at home. And the Wolverines host the Lopes of Grand Canyon, trying to play spoiler. Hara with the header, looking for Bybee. Bybee showing off that speed. Kept in play, however. And Bybee finally gets the Lopes to get the last touch. I don't know how she kept that in play. Momentarily slipping and almost falling because of it. Jenna Shepard with the left foot switches it up to go to Megan Sullivan on the right-hand side of the pitch. Sullivan with some space in front of her. Trying to lay it off for Amber Tripp. Tripp. Now Sullivan with the left foot in the box. And this one will go out of play. And Hayden Wallace will get another goal kick. Substitution for the Lopes coming in is Carly Bateman. And Bateman will come on as Perry Belzer steps off. Sadie Brockbank set to check in for the Wolverines, most likely for Jocelyn Bybee. Shepard, who loves to go up and win those battles in the air, gets that head down, ball bouncing back around. Now Sullivan kicks it back up toward Breda Wall. And Breda Wall lets us go out of play, be a throw-in for Grand Canyon. Jocelyn Bybee with a nice touch to get to Hannah Bruce. Bruce rewards Bybee, gives it back to her. Bybee trying to go around the defender or two. Bybee inside the box now for the Wolverines. Bybee getting pushed off the ball. And they're going to say goal kick. And substitution now it will be for Bybee. Sadie Brockbank coming on. Jenna Shepard again with the header. Sullivan. Now Haskins. Haskins looking for Tripp. Amber Tripp in some space now. Amber Tripp lays it off for Sadie Brockbank. Sadie Brockbank, her first touch. Sadie Brockbank is taken down. Referee says play on. Blows the whistle. It'd be a foul against Utah Valley. Sadie Brockbank having some words with Marcelo Chaparro, wanting to see exactly what happened there. Wallace awaits the whistle. This one glances off his shoulder of Stainbrook. And Grand Canyon will play this all the way back to Ali Hara. Last touch there by Bateman. Hannah Bruce. Breda Wall. Breda Wall switches it up, goes to Megan Sullivan. Sullivan right at the midfield line. Punches it out, looking for Brockbank. Now instead, Grand Canyon has it. Anderson dances around Megan Sullivan. And Haskins steps up, takes it away for the Wolverines. Tripp for Utah Valley. Back to Haskins for the Wolverines. Katie Haskins pushes it upfield for Utah Valley. Stainbrook finds Tripp. Tripp looking for Brockbank. Not far enough. Now Julie Carter on the outside has it for the Wolverines. Julie Carter sends a curler right in the hands of Hayden Wallace. Good idea there by Julie Carter. Trying to catch Wallace off guard. Wallace is right there in the perfect spot. Wallace, pride of Deer Valley High School in Glendale, Arizona. Big booming kick, trying to get her teammates set up in position. Bateman gets Smothered there by Jenna Shepard. Last touch. Throw in here from Hill and Grand Canyon, taken away by Stainbrook. Stainbrook going for Sadie Brockbank. Sadie Brockbank laying it off for Julie Carter. Carter with the beautiful touch back to Maddie Moore. Maddie Moore trying to go back to Carter, taken away by that back line of GCU. Some very creative touches for Utah Valley, trying to catch this Grand Canyon Lopes side on their heels. But so far, Grand Canyon stepped up to the task in the first 25 minutes. Katie Haskins pulls it back. Sullivan. Back to Haskins. Megan Sullivan again. Looking for Julie Carter. Last touch by the Lopes on the far side. Throw in again, pending. Sullivan throws it in for the Wolverines. Looking for Brockbank. Brockbank goes around her defender. Brockbank in the box. Last touch by GCU, and corner kick for the Wolverines. Corner kick number 2. Utah Valley takes this one quickly. Sadie Brockbank fighting, jostling. And another foul is called against Utah Valley. Again, Sadie Brockbank getting the talking to from Marcelo Chaparro. Brockbank more on the physical side. Head coach Chris LeMay in the background talking about discipline for his team right now, which has been paramount for his team, a character trait that he is trying to have instilled, and so far this season has done a great job, but right now in the first 26 minutes, not so much. And he knows that this team could be playing better and trying to get him to do so. Haskins. Stainbrook. Stainbrook to Moore. Moore. Sullivan now punches it upfield. Headed up by Brita Wall. Now in the back line, pushed on the near side by Grand Canyon. Hannah Bruce coming in from her defending spot. So is Brita Wall. Brita Wall gets a toe poke on it to Amber Tripp. Amber Tripp. Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank pushes it out to Brita Wall now. Brita Wall shanks this one off of her left foot. Not as much torque as she would like. And Hayden Wallace will scoop it up. Nice drop kick from Wallace, even with the wind behind her. Now they'll switch it up. Now Ali Hara's turn. The drop kick very worthy of some collegiate football teams. Hara. Last touch by Bruce. Throw-in coming now for GCU and Sandra Hill. Just shy of the half-hour mark in the match. Utah Valley credited with 1 shot on goal, 2 corner kicks. Grand Canyon, no corner kicks. 1 shot on goal as well. Jenna Shepard calling off Hannah Bruce. A nice touch there from Cameron Larson. Hannah Bruce will throw it in for the Wolverines. Bruce looking for some help. Over the head of Brita Wall. Sadie Brockbank fighting between 2 GCU defenders. Last touched off of GCU, courtesy of Carly Bateman. '30th minute in Clyde Field. Still 0-0. Both teams trying to find the breakthrough. Both teams feeling each other out. Winds blowing in from the north side down to the south, which is against Utah Valley right now. in favor of Grand Canyon. Megan Sullivan, Utah Valley in their gray and greens. Grand Canyon in their purple and whites. Sullivan still has it for the Wolverines. Sullivan lays this one back to Haskins. Haskins sends this one in toward the box. Bouncing around, making its way toward the Grand Canyon side of the pitch. Last touch by Brita Wall, throw in for the Lopes. Grand Canyon getting the throw in. Jenna Shepard plays it back. Jenna Shepard gets it back. And Shepard sends it upfield with her left foot. Sadie Brockbank can't corral it in the air. And this one will find its way all the way back to Megan Sullivan. Sullivan now in Grand Canyon territory, gives it to Tripp. Tripp looking for Brockbank. Brockbank can't get there, and Wallace scoops it up. Wallace again, another booming drop kick. Haskins shins it up toward Brita Wall. Brita Wall lets her defender fly by her. And another nice slide tackle. Nobody home, however, for GCU. Stainbrook with a great touch. Solid composure there by the youngster. Stainbrook now just outside the box. Stainbrook with the left foot, sitting it in on the outside post. Nobody home. And this one will go all the way out for a goal kick. Amber Tripp couldn't get there in time. Substitution for Grand Canyon coming off is Danny Babb, and stepping on to the pitch for the first time, or second time, after coming in momentarily to spell Cameron Larson, is number 29, Remy Deutsch. The wind's beginning to pick up. Wallace, calm and cool. Headed up in the air by Brita Wall. Brita Wall trying to find Stainbrook. Brockbank. Brockbank switches it up, goes to Sullivan. Tripp. Cassidy McCormick, Nikki Olanda, and Amanda Mangelson. The trio of substitutions that Chris LeMay is set to check in. There's Ali Hara. Kicks this one up the field. Maddie Moore now for Utah Valley. Moore plays it back to Haskins, who's calling for it. Haskins switches up the field to Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce has Brita Wall in front of her as well as Stainbrook. Instead, gets pestered by Larson. And Larson commits the foul. Stainbrook looking for some help. Stainbrook with the left foot finds Sadie Brockbank. Sadie Brockbank, Jocelyn posting up for space. Brockbank. No. Brita Wall. DeWall chips it over for Brockbank. Brockbank taken away. Edwards for Grand Canyon kicks it up. Larson trying to find her intended target. Deutsch with the back flick. Instead, it goes all the way back to Haskins. Switching it up now for the Wolverines. A lot more intensity than just a normal conference game. It is a final home game for these seniors, but still, Grand Canyon is trying to make a statement. Utah Valley is trying to make a statement, and it has a very, very playoff feel as we are in the 34th. Carter thought about it. Looked like it might have taken a deflection, but just came off the foot the wrong way. And here comes Cassidy McCormick, Amanda Mangelson, and Nikki Olanda for Utah Valley for Brianna DeWall, Maddie Moore, and Julie Carter. 35th minute, about 10 minutes left here in the first half. Not a lot of on-goal action. Majority of this game being played in between the trenches. Missed touch there by Alihara. Very, very dangerous. And Deutsch almost capitalized. A missed touch by both Alihara and Deutsch. Keep the clean sheet. Stepping in now for the Lopes, Sidney Torres. Stepping off is J.C. Ironshad. Hara, who sang the national anthem. If you're able to tune in early and catch that. If not, you can go back on the stream later and watch it. But Alihara showed that she can do lots of things. Very talented. .36-minute Grand Canyon making their move inside Utah Valley territory now as Alihara comes up, scoops it. Headed by Olanda. Touch from McCormick to Tripp. Tripp now to Brockbank. Olanda switching up, trying to find Cassidy McCormick. And McCormick can't get there. Throw in / goal kick, for the Lopes. And another substitution for Derek Leader in Grand Canyon. Nia Bonchansky comes in. And Emma Anderson steps off. Shepard, last touch out of play. Haskins, Hara, and Hara's going to curl this one back over into her own bench. Brockbank plays it back. Brockbank still with it. Now last touch by GCU inside Utah Valley territory. Again, Deutsch the intended target. Goes all the way back to Hara, however. Shepard looking upfield. That one hung in the air just enough for Sadie Brockbank to get there. Now Cassidy McCormick lets it go out of play. And the referee overrules the decision. Head referee said it went off of Utah Valley. Grand Canyon with the quick throw. Stainbrook steps in front. Stainbrook. And a foul. They're going to call it a handball. Referee is trying to play advantage. Some late whistles here. So now free kick, dangerous free kick here for Grand Canyon. The wind behind him. Anna Whitaker. Sadie Brockbank in front of her for Utah Valley. Whitaker with the hand up. Whitaker trying to curl this one in toward that back post. And nobody home. High line from Utah Valley. Decoyed there. 40th minute, 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Still 0-0, Grand Canyon and Utah Valley. And Utah Valley now has some numbers. A cavalry of gray and green shirts. Here's Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank in the box. And a last-ditch effort there from the back line of Grand Canyon was just unable to get a touch on the ball for Hayden Wallace to scoop it up. Looked like Sandra Hill was the last one to get that touch. And Wallace's kick almost every time takes 2 hops and goes straight back to Hara. Valiant effort on the far side by Mangelson to try and keep it in play. Instead, it'll be a throw-in for Grand Canyon. And Sophia Roberts will throw it in. Amber Tripp and Heather Steinbrook there to take it away for the Wolverines. Tripp has it. Tripp with the left foot up the pitch, trying to find Brockbank. And another foul is called against Utah Valley City Brockbank. 41st minute, Wallace taking her time for the Lopes. Olanda gets a foot on it. Now Grand Canyon pushing it up the field. Hannah Bruce. And this one all the way back to Hara again. Bateman momentarily got around Bruce and put a foot on it. And that wind just took it all the way back to Allie Hara. Here comes Bateman again. Bateman pulling back, cuts to her left with the left foot. Touched away by Megan Sullivan. 42nd minute, almost over. Hannah Bruce, great anticipation. Throwing for Grand Canyon. Sandra Hill. This ball headed up in the air, eventually kicked away by Amber Tripp for Utah Valley. And it looks like the Lopes are trying to set something up here. But Jenna Shepard says not at this moment. She heads this one away. And eventually kicked out of play. Both teams struggling to put together consecutive strings of passes. Maybe 1 or 2 touches from one team before it goes back to the other. Not a lot of consistency on the ground between either squad. A lot of balls being played in the air. Be very interesting to see what changes and what adjustments are made by coaches LeMay and Leader at halftime. About 90 seconds left in the first half. Both teams trying to find some late half magic. And a foul's called against Grand Canyon. Free kick for the Wolverines. This could be their opportunity here to try and capitalize with the set piece. Megan Sullivan, who has been fantastic and has her fair share of assists. Hand up. Sullivan sends this one in a little bit low on the box. Still alive. Kicked away by Grand Canyon. Final minute of the first half. Sullivan going to let it fly again. This time curling in toward the back post and shanked off of the head by Amber Tripp. I beg your pardon. It looked like it might have gone off her stomach or maybe the top of her leg. I thought she was going to make an attempt to head that ball in midair. On second glance, did not, and I believe that is what Coach LeMay would want her to do in that situation. Final 20 seconds here in the first half. Flag is up. Offsides is the call. And Allie Hara will take her time along with Utah Valley. And that's how the first half is going to end. Still 0-0. Grand Canyon is very excited that they have not allowed a goal. Utah Valley a little bit frustrated, knowing that they had some opportunities, especially toward the end of that first half. Amber Tripp is going to try and do it all forwards and scorers do best and have a quick, short memory and forget that. But we will take a break, and we'll be right back at the break here in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley and Grand Canyon tied up at 0 on the WAC Digital Network.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
If we can see things for what they are, if we can see what they could be, if the plastic we use, we never throw away, if the end of one thing could be the beginning of the next. If we know that less can create more. If we can return, we reciprocate, we regenerate. If we are here for others, if we can work as a team, all we have to do is connect, and the world opens up. The future is about giving back.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
In the WAC, we value sportsmanship on the field,
on the track, on the court, in the pool,
and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect for our opponents,
the officials,
the fans, and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about keeping everything in perspective.
It's about taking ownership after a loss.
And being humble after a win.
We hope you'll team up with us by staying positive on the sidelines. Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
2 seconds.
Creators run the show. We want the awesome. From the cage to the stage. Rise up from the streets to the pros.
So much.
Creativity is the answer to a world divided. Tear down those walls. Make worlds unite. Flip the script. Rewrite the room. Creativity is the answer. Now over to you.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Welcome back to Clyde Field, ladies and gentlemen, on the campus of Utah Valley University. Brandon Crow with you here. Second half is about to get underway. You take a look again at those flags. We made mention of that in the first half. 0-0 score as we come back from the break, but those flags blowing around in the distance are only going to continue to pick up. Forecast still calls for some more intense winds throughout the remainder of the evening. Good thing is no precipitation, so no snow or anything. You might see what looks like snow up in the air, but it's some stuff flying in from the fields and from pollen is what our meteorologist and local weather expert Ben Schroeder is telling me. So you will see that floating around in the area tonight. Starting off this second half, Utah Valley with the ball right now, going from left to right as you see it and as we see it in their home grays with the green trim. Grand Canyon will be going from right to left in their purple and whites. So this game has playoff implications, and spoke with assistant coach Alyssa Lowry for Utah Valley at halftime, and she's saying both teams in the first half really kind of a blasé, really no energy feel for both teams. But expect Utah Valley to come out of here in the second half with a little bit more pep. They know that if they win tonight, and Seattle U wins tonight, if they are victorious over UTRGV, that those two pretty much ensure themselves a first-round bye, which is everything what Coach LeMay has been wanting to have, except for, obviously, the conference title heading into this conference tournament. Those teams that can get that first-round bye and have that extra game of rest, statistically, historically speaking, do very well in the tournament, and that is what happened to the Wolverines a couple years ago in his first year when they went on to win the whole tournament. Heather Stainbrook sprinting on that left side of the pitch for the Wolverines. And the ball now going to be kicked back up the field by GCU. So again, Utah Valley, they need a victory tonight, and a Seattle U victory as well to, with the points, the way that it's situated, be able to find themselves in a very comfortable spot, having that first round bye in the conference tournament in 2 weeks up in the Pacific Northwest. So we'll be keeping an eye out throughout those two matches throughout the remainder of the evening. But right now, the solo show on the WAC Digital Network, Grand Canyon and Utah Valley. So far, no real fireworks, but we know Clyde Field has magic up its sleeve. So we expect something to break through over the next 43 minutes. The pollen causing some sneezing and some trouble with a couple players on the pitch. We'll see how that affects play going forward. Deflection. Kicked back up the field by Grand Canyon. Headed down by Jenna Shepard. And Grand Canyon trying to get the pace. Allie Hart coming all the way out of her box. Flag is up, however. Offsides is the call. Trying to sneak past that defense was Danny Babb. Interesting to note, Utah Valley at home so far this season, 6-1-1. After taking down UTRGV, make that 7-1-1 on the season. And Utah Valley so far this season, when they are tied at the half, are 2-4-0. Sadie Brofbank trying to get around a couple defenders. Now Maddie Moore has it. Maddie Moore with the shot. Maddie Moore bounce it off the post. Play back in and finds the back of the net. The Wolverines find their breakthrough. Amber Tripp puts Utah Valley on top 1-0 in the 49th. And that's the pep that they were looking for coming into this second half. Real lackluster first half as far as energy goes, but they know what is on the line here tonight. Trying to get that first round bye in the conference tournament, trying to send these seniors off with a smile at home, and Amber Tripp doing just that Maddie Moore hits a shot off the post. And Amber Tripp, as cool as you like, puts it through. Tripp with her 6th goal on the season. And the assist coming from Maddie Moore. So that didn't take long. Not even 5 minutes fully into the second half, and Utah Valley is already on the attack looking for more. Brockbank over in the corner for the Wolverines. Tripp, the goal scorer, calling for it. Instead, Brockbank kicks it, headed up in the air. Tripp can't find it. Kicked back up the field by Grand Canyon. And here's another camera angle at it. Maddie Moore shot, one hopper off of the post. And Amber Tripp right there to push it past Hayden Wallace. And Utah Valley this season, when they score first, 7-0. So Utah Valley loves to be the first ones to find the back of the net, especially at home. 51st minute, Utah Valley looking to be threatening yet again. Maddie Moore lays it back to Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce, top of the box, Julie Carter. Carter, Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank send this one into the post. Brockbank off of the top of the post. Brockbank's shot off the crossbar. Curling it, using that wind to her advantage. Hayden Wallace was beat, nowhere to be gone. And Sadie Brockbank almost bringing the house down. Utah Valley 1, Grand Canyon nothing. 52nd minute, Brandon Crow with you here on the WAC Digital Network. Coming to you live from the campus of Utah Valley University, home of the Wolverines. A beautiful but blustery Saturday evening late in October. They're going to try and test Alihara. Alihara scoops that one up. With JC Ironshad trying to test the keeper. Alihara looking for an outlet here. Utah Valley trying to pick up the intensity. Alihara with an absolute bomb over the head of Sadie Brockbank. Julie Carter in great position. Julie Carter in the box goes down. And no contact from the officials as he says, get up. Amber Tripp's goal in the 49th minute is what separates these two. Tripp and Utah Valley scoring in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Maddie Moore's shot deflected off of the side post. Came right back. Amber Tripp put it back of the net with the left foot. And as we see another look at Sadie Brockbank's shot, just barely missing a wonder goal from inches. But now Derek Leader's squad is on the attack in the purple and white. Snuffed out by Jenna Shepard by Utah Valley. Bree DeWall looking for Stainbrook. Stainbrook back to DeWall. DeWall's pass intercepted. Now played all the way back to Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce keeps it in play, trying to find her teammates. Instead, Grand Canyon will take it, and Bruce will kick it right back out. Grand Canyon still has it. Grand Canyon's going to put a shot up, but sail wide left of Alihara. Hara's kick off the ground. Past midfield, Jenna Shepard with the header. Katie Haskins. Back to Maddie Moore. Maddie Moore bursts out of the logo at midfield. Maddie Moore looking for some space. Maddie Moore. Now Hannah Bruce for the Wolverines. Bruce is going to tee one up. And this one deflects off GCU. Be a corner kick for the Wolverines. Brita Wall gets ready for the corner kick for the Wolverines. Duval sends this one in toward that near post and right into the side netting. Megan Sullivan intercepts for Utah Valley. Amber Tripp now to the near side, and Katie Haskins. Katie Haskins trying to play it through the back line of Grand Canyon, looking for Sadie Brockbank. Maddie Moore. Now to Bruce. Lay it off for Brita Wall. Brita Wall trying to play it back for her teammate Julie Carter. Now Julie Carter will rescue the ball for the Wolverines. Nice touch there by Sadie Brockbank trying to get around a defender. Takes a deflection off of Katie Haskins. Forces Wallace to dive on top. So a definite intensity change and attitude adjustment for Utah Valley here in the second half. Fouls called against Grand Canyon. This one will go against Cameron Larson. And Sullivan will take the free kick. Sullivan with the right foot. Stainbrook can't get it in the air. Now Grand Canyon with their first spell of offense inside of Utah Valley's territory, and that spell short-lived, taken right back by the Wolverines. Nice pass, switch up the field by Haskins. Julie Carter coming right back Haskins' way. Haskins and Carter. Carter upended. Free kick for the Wolverines. Stainbrook takes it very quickly. Lays it off for Haskins. Haskins on the box in the ground. Snuffed out by Grand Canyon. And a foul's called against Utah Valley. It'd be a free kick for the Lopes. Wallace, free kick. Floats and hangs in the air, headed back down by Maddie Moore. And headed back up in the air by Grand Canyon. Now Stainbrook with it. Haskins. Haskins laying it down in the corner. Looking for Julie Carter. Julie Carter's going to pull up and watch that one go out of play. Sophia Roberts with a two-handed toss for the Lopes. Haskins, the left foot over the head of Brockbank, who was posted up into the hands of Wallace. 59th minute, just shy of the hour mark in the match. And Utah Valley on top 1-0, courtesy of an Amber Tripp goal in the 49th, right out of the gate of the second half. Both teams had one shot on goal in the first half. Utah Valley had two corners to Grand Canyon's one. And this last touch by Grand Canyon's Danny Babb out of play. Be a goal kick for Ali Hara. And Carly Bateman set to come in for Perry Belzer at the next opportune moment for Grand Canyon, which should be right now. So Bateman for Belzer in the 60th minute is the substitution. So we see a good shot of Derek Leader, the 4th season head coach from Grand Canyon. He's done a great job with this team in the conference, and they are itching to be ready for playoff contention. Sadie Brockbank called offsides. Wallace will have the free kick. It's the first of 3 matches tonight for the ladies in the Western Athletic Conference on the WAC Digital Network. Right after this, Chicago State at CSUB, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, and UTRGV at Seattle U, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Utah Valley will be rooting for Seattle U to win in that one so that they can ensure themselves a bye in the first round. Here's Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank, this one deflected. Brockbank again trying to get to it. Can't get there. Great defense there on the backside for the Lopes. Whitaker, Edwards, and company there to stop Sadie Brockbank. And Cassidy McCormick and Brenda Crow now coming in the wings for Utah Valley. As Brockbank goes down for the Wolverines. And Utah Valley's trainer, Jessica Kendall, running out there to check on Brockbank, and you can see Brockbank is writhing in pain, visibly hurt. Maddie Moore, Amber Tripp, Brita Wall coming over to make sure that she's okay. Sadie Brockbank holding, looks like lower back in her tailbone area on that left side. And the Wolverines are setting up as their teammate is tended to in the background for a free kick when play resumes. Utah Valley again with the goal courtesy of Amber Tripp in the 49th minute. Maddie Moore had the shot that went off the side post. Came right back. Amber Tripp was right in the middle of the box and calmly tapped it in with her left foot. And that is where we stand. That's the difference maker in the match as we see Sadie Brockbank being tended to on the pitch, taking a hard fall moments ago. Chris LeMay getting ready to send in the subs. Cassidy McCormick and Brenna Crow. McCormick most likely coming in for Sadie Brockbank. And Jessica Kendall is calling over some backup trainer assistants. Is Chris LeMay talking with Mitch Lillywhite on the sidelines here. And now the assistants coming in for Grand Canyon asking for any update as well. 62nd minute, clock is stopped. And both teams are on the pitch waiting for a good word from Sadie Brockbank, as we see Sadie Brockbank now sitting up after she was on the floor. Now Grand Canyon trying to strategize themselves. Anna Whitaker also speaking with the trainer, talking about her lower back. And very difficult. Soccer is not like a game not like basketball or football where you can get timeouts and water breaks and things like this to stop your momentum periodically. Soccer, you're just constantly moving. And with very cold temperatures, winds kicking up here, it'll be very interesting to see how both teams respond. It's been a good probably 5 minutes since play has stopped, as we see Sadie Brockbank now being helped off the pitch by both trainers. And we'll keep you posted throughout the remainder of the match and let you know how Sadie Brockbank is doing. But coming into the match for Brockbank is Cassidy McCormick. Meanwhile, on the near side for Grand Canyon, Anna Whitaker is coming off, being tended to by a trainer as well. Brockbank officially off the pitch, behind the ropes, and now stepping on as a substitution for Whitaker for Grand Canyon. It's number 26, Tyler Ferguson. So we'll keep you updated on the status of both Whitaker and Brockbank. Brenna Crow still waiting to come into the match, but Megan Sullivan setting up for the free kick for the Wolverines as play is set to resume in the 62nd minute. Sullivan, here's the whistle. Sullivan's kick, sent in toward the box, headed up in the air, still dangerous and alive. Breedewall heads it back in, scooped up by Wallace. Breedewall aiming for that near post, but Wallace is right there. Stainbrook taking it away now. Julie Carter with the turn, trying to find Amber Tripp. The goal scorer comes back to Stainbrook. Stainbrook lays it back to Breedewall. Breedewall with the left foot. A mistouch there, but taken right back. And Breedewall trying to curl this one in for that far post. Didn't torque like she had hoped. And Katie Haskins will step off for Brenna Crow. '63rd minute, Utah Valley on top 1-0 over Grand Canyon. Again, Amber Tripp's goal in the 49th. Wallace, goal kick. Headed up in the air, back towards her own territory by Utah Valley. Brenna Crow's first touch, looking for her teammate Amber Tripp, instead taken away by Grand Canyon. Good solid defending there by Sandra Hill to stave off Amber Tripp, who she took the ball away from. Now Grand Canyon comes on the near side, and Roberts. Sullivan to Crow. Now taken away by the Lopes. Hannah Bruce steps in front to take it away, back for the Wolverines. And again, Grand Canyon with it on the near side, and Roberts. Roberts with the left foot, swings it in toward the top of the box. Shot deflected off of Utah Valley. That one taken by Larson for Grand Canyon. And Cassidy McCormick is onside. Cassidy McCormick trying to get there. Instead, last touched out of play by Grand Canyon's Tyler Ferguson. Brenna Crow into Cassidy McCormick. And Grand Canyon will kick this out of play. Another throw in for the Wolverines. Crow will do it. Crow gives herself a couple feet. Two-handed toss going near side to Cassidy McCormick. McCormick toward that byline looking for Stainbrook. Instead taken away by Grand Canyon. Stainbrook then takes it yet back. Earns a throw in. Going back to McCormick, who's posting up. McCormick with the turn. And the Wolverines concede right back to Grand Canyon. Now Hannah Bruce comes up with it. Bruce showing off that speed. Bruce, big collision. Referee's going to signal advantage. Amber Tripp now in the box. Amber Tripp shot deflected. Megan Sullivan lets Alihara take it. And Brenna Crow's going to make the turn. Brenna Crow turns inside. Left foot. Nice touch by Julie Carter. Cassidy McCormick looking for Amber Tripp. Amber Tripp trying to jostle. Amber Tripp can't get there in time. Good takeaway by Grand Canyon. Larson. Now Breida Wall maneuvers her way. Breida Wall's going to have a shot. A one-hopper. Wallace scoops it up. Breida Wall's shot had some English on it as it dipped at the last second in front of Wallace. Larson with the header. Now Bruce. Deflects off of Larson and be a throw-in. Jenna Shepard's big left foot bomb in the air catches the wind. Cassidy McCormick on her horse, trying to get there for the Wolverines. Instead, this one will be kicked out of play. Last touch by Grand Canyon. Wallace grabs the backup ball. Kicks it out to the official. Tosses it over to Breida Wall. 67th minute. Utah Valley on top 1-0. Again, Amber Tripp's 6th goal on the season is what separates the two squads in the 49th. There's a shot taken by the Wolverines. Caught the jet stream and went high above the head of Wallace. Julie Carter's been wanting to get in on the action after seeing lots of goals and offensive accolades early in the conference season. Amber Tripp heading it down for Carter. Carter keeps it in play. Carter gets right back up. Great hustle there by Carter. Carter sends it in, trying to find Amber Tripp in mid-stride. Couldn't get there. Now goes all the way back to Hannah Bruce. Bruce plays this one in toward that outside post. Brenna Crow not there in time. Hannah Bruce gets a round of applause from her head coach, Chris LeMay. Well done. Great idea, were his words. Again, Hannah Bruce, one of 3 seniors, including Bree Hatch and Allie Hara, playing their final home match here on Clyde Field. Allie Hara and Bree Hatch transfers. Bree Hatch coming from BYU. Allie Hara coming from San Diego. Hannah Bruce has been here all 4 years, part of Brent Anderson's recruiting classes. And Hannah Bruce again sending a special shout out to her mom Heather, watching all the way back home in Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia. Heather unable to come and be here physically in person, but Hannah knows how much her mom loves her and wants to play extra special for her tonight, is what she was telling me before the match. Amber Tripp finds herself in some space. And a nice takeaway there from the purple and white Havocs of Grand Canyon. Breda Wall finds herself the recipient of an errant pass. Cassidy McCormick calling for it, who's onside on the right-hand side of the pitch. Instead, Anna Bruce trying to keep it in play, doing all she can. Goes out of play for Grand Canyon throw-in. And 2 fresh substitutions coming in for Grand Canyon, as Remy Deutsch and Raquel Hagar come in. And stepping off the pitch for the Lopes are Larson and Babb. Stainbrook for the Wolverines. Stainbrook going to try and test Wallace. A low worm burner right into the hands of Wallace. '70th minute, about 20 minutes left here in regulation. Again, the Wolverines needing a victory tonight and a Seattle U victory to ensure themselves the first round bye. Brenna Crow to Bruce. Bruce up to Breda Wall. Now Amber Tripp for the Wolverines. Julie Carter on the left-hand side. Carter sending it into the box. McCormick was the intended target, trying to get her head on it. Unable to do so. 71st minute, and another substitute coming in for the Lopes. Sydney Torres going to come in. Poor clearance from Grand Canyon. Heather Stainbrook with a shot blasted off of Haley Bostard. Now the Lopes playing it up the pitch. Deutsch dispossessed by Moore. Hannah Bruce. And Breda Wall can't get there. So JC Ironshad comes off. And Torres steps on for Grand Canyon. And Amanda Mangelson in the wings for Utah Valley. 72nd minute at Klein Field in Orem, Utah. Again, thank you for letting us be a part of your Saturday evening. The warm-up match of 3 tonight on the WAC Digital Network. Brandon Crow with you, along with our camera engineer, Ben Schroeder, and his fantastic staff of camera crew. Heather Stainbrook battled a couple of Grand Canyon defenders just to get that pass away. Now Hannah Bruce will have it. Played up the pitch to Breda Wall. Breda Wall with a nice turn. Last touch by Grand Canyon. Throw in for the Wolverines. Julie Carter will come off as Amanda Mangelson will come on. And Julie Carter gets a job well done from head coach Chris LeMay. Mangelson comes right in, gets a head on it. Breda Wall hopping and skipping her way in some space. Now Amber Tripp, the goal scorer already, blasted off of the Grand Canyon defender. Now Stainbrook inside the box. Stainbrook with the left foot skips it out of play. Another substitution. This time, Nia Bunchowski comes on. And stepping off the pitch is Emma Anderson for Grand Canyon. 74th minute. Wallace taking her time. About a little over 15 minutes left here in regulation. Bodies go down. Brita Wall goes down along with Raquel Hagar. Hannah Bruce toward the top of the box, headed up in the air by Grand Canyon, headed back in action by Maddie Moore for Utah Valley. And a great ball up the pitch by Sophia Roberts, sacrificing her body, trying to do all she can to put her teammates in position. Now Grand Canyon with it, and Bonchansky. Bonchansky now to Deutsch. Deutsch gets the pass past Shepard. Utah Valley scrambling now to get back, especially Alihara on defense. And Stainbrook comes in to kick it away. But now Grand Canyon with a little bit of momentum here. Katie Haskins going to set back in for the Wolverines. As the wind continues to swirl around Clyde Field here in Orem, Utah. Sophia Roberts gets the ball in play for the for the Lopes. And Shepard trying to volley this one in the air. Instead, going to go back to her head now. Cassidy McCormick with the turn. Gives it back to Amber Tripp. Amber Tripp still with it. Amber Tripp pulls the reins, cuts back to her right-hand side, and tries to find Cassidy McCormick. We'll see if that ball will stop before she gets there, and she can't. Brenna Crow into the box for Utah Valley. Mangelson goes down. And it'll be a Wolverine throw-in. And Katie Haskins is coming in for Brenna Crow. Here's a throw-in. And last touch by the Wolverines, Grand Canyon possession. Now the Wolverines trying to play defense now. It's a great little offensive spell here. Nice run put together by the Lopes. Bonchansky. Bonchansky sends it into the box, and this one kicked away by a diving Katie Haskins. And if Utah Valley hasn't figured it out now, Derek Leader's squad is very capable of playing spoiler. Cannot be comfortable or complacent with that one-goal lead. Any letdown, and this Grand Canyon team is right back in the match. Corner kick, impending for the Lopes. Amber Tripp setting up near post, trying to help out Alihara. This one swinging toward that back post, headed down and out of play. And another corner kick as this one was headed off of Utah Valley. Looked like it was perfect placement as Grand Canyon was set up on that back post, trying to thread the needle. Ellie Bosner will have the corner kick. 79th minute. About 10 minutes left in regulation. Here is the corner kick. Top of the box. Headed back. Maddie Moore calls for it. Kicks it up in the air. And Grand Canyon will let it go out of play as the winds continue to pick up. Coming in from the northwest side, so from left to right on your screen are those winds. Right into the face of Grand Canyon. Amber Tripp jostling for position with Bostert. Hannah Bruce comes away with it. Hannah Bruce trying to send it upfield for Cassidy McCormick. And Cassidy McCormick's going to run and chase this one down. As Grand Canyon plays keep away, Julie Carter going to come back in for the Wolverines, try and find a security goal here in the last 10 minutes. And the Lopes will send in Carson and Babb. Jenna Shepard trying to clear it, slips and falls. Hannah Bruce coming in from behind to take it away. Maddie Moore now with it for the Wolverines. Now Brita Wall. Back to Bruce, who plays it back up to DeWall. DeWall to Amanda Mangelson. Right in perfect stride for Heather Stainbrook. Stainbrook tees one up. Stainbrook right to Wallace. Wallace with the gloves. Almost saw that one go through the hands. Was able to collect herself and gather that one back up. Headed away. And out of play. So a whole line change coming in for Grand Canyon. Iron Shad coming in. Anderson coming back in. Babb coming back in. And Larson coming back in. And stepping off the pitch is Bunchansky, Torres, Bateman, and Deutsch. And Julie Carter coming in for Utah Valley for Amanda Mangelson. Again, Utah Valley needing a victory tonight and needing a Seattle U victory over UTRGV tonight as well to ensure that they get that first round bye heading into the conference tournament in Seattle in 2 weeks. Utah Valley after this will travel to play the Red Hawks next weekend, the lone match of the week for the Wolverines to finish out conference play. The ball deflected off of the referee, Chaparro. And Utah Valley with it. Stainbrook taking her time, making sure that her pass is accurate. Skims over the head of Erin Shad. '83rd minute. Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce cuts back to her left. Bruce sent this one in toward the box. Instead, right at Wallace. Grand Canyon a little bit more frantic now. 7 minutes remain in regulation. Utah Valley again on top. 1-0, courtesy of a goal from Amber Tripp in the 49th. Grand Canyon intercepted by Utah Valley. Haskins stepping in front. Moore to Stainbrook. Sullivan volleys that one in the air, headed down by Grand Canyon. Slotted over to her right, Iron Shad. stepping in front, taking it away momentarily. Jenna Shepard for the Wolverines. Maddie Moore with the touch. Katie Haskins gets it back. Kicks it over to Hannah Bruce. Bruce up the pitch to Breida Wall. Breida Wall switches it up to Cassidy McCormick now for the Wolverines. Julie Carter plays it back to Hannah Bruce. Now Breida Wall has it. 85th minute, 5 minutes left in regulation. Breida Wall's pass couldn't get to Amber Tripp. Now Grand Canyon on the breakaway here. Sophia Roberts is onside. 3 gray jerseys. And this one goes out of play. And probably one of the best chances so far for Grand Canyon. Roberts spreading wide left. Iron Shad and company coming in on the right-hand side. Just a missed touch goes out of play to give Ali Hara a goal kick. And they're going to say this one was last touched by Grand Canyon. And it'll be a throw-in for the Wolverines. Larson gives back to Bruce. 86th minute. Amber Tripp gets enough boot on it to kick it out of play. Continues to tick the clock. Grand Canyon trying to play spoiler and find a last-second goal. Utah Valley trying to stave them off. Try and either hold on to the 1-0 victory or try and find a second goal to put it in the ice chest. Here come the Lopes. Chipped upfield. Flirting with that line, eventually out of play. And a throw-in coming for the Wolverines. Grand Canyon with the throw-in. Quickly, they get it in. Megan Sullivan trying to get possession for Utah Valley. Gets a foot on it, but Grand Canyon still with it. Ball bouncing around the box, scooped up by Ali Hara. A valiant effort there from Hannah Edwards from Grand Canyon, trying to split a couple defenders and get a shot off. Hara's ball bounces across the midfield logo. As we enter now the 88th minute, just a couple minutes left here in regulation. And a poor touch by Grand Canyon gives the ball right back to Utah Valley. And Stainbrook gives it right back to Grand Canyon. Shepard with the header. Tripp laying it off. Julie Carter with it. Julie Carter going to go into the corner. And Julie Carter gets pushed from behind. And a throw-in for Utah Valley. Oh, they're going to say it's a free kick. So it'd be a free kick. And they're going to call Breida Wall offside. Ali Hara comes up, kicks it back. And a collision. And a talking to as Cassidy McCormick goes down. Emma Anderson, the guilty party. Foul is called against the Lopes. And 90 seconds remain in this match. And Utah Valley is going to play the rope-a-dope over the final minute and try and delay and take as much time off the clock as they can. Cassidy McCormick. And McCormick is going to sprint toward the corner. Kicked out of play. Final 30 seconds. And barring nothing short of a miracle here, Utah Valley will come away with the victory and improve on the season at home to 8-1-1 and improve their conference record to 5-2-0. And that will be the final score from Orem, Utah. The Wolverines are victorious on top of the Lopes of Grand Canyon. 1-0, your final score. Amber Tripp, the goal scorer, coming in the 49th minute off of the assist from Maddie Moore. And Utah Valley puts themselves in a fantastic position with momentum on their side heading into the final game of the 2019 conference season. All smiles for the seniors as they get their send-off at home. Their final game here at Clyde Field is a victory. Wolverines on top of Grand Canyon 1-0. For all of our hardworking staff and crew behind the scenes, for Brent Schroeder and his camera crew, I'm Brandon Crow saying so long and good night from Orem, Utah. Wolverines on top of the Lopes. 1-0 is your final score.